Hello, I'm Carla DeAndre, a licensed insurance agent and broker in the United States. I also am known as mz.risk, my fictitious character who wants to be sure that everyone buying insurance has enough information to buy the right insurance for their exposure. mz.risk puts out tips, and these tips are to help the policyholder, you, select the right policy to cover your insurance risks. Today, we're talking about condominium insurance. If you own a condominium, you will want to listen to this. So you can also find it at mz.risk on our website, DeAndreInsurance.com. When you own a condominium, you own physical property, real property, and you have liability. The real property we'll discuss first. That is studs into the condominium. So the exterior will be insured under a condominium association policy, but the interior, studs in, is your property. You have to insure that. That includes, by the way, the floor, the ceiling, the lighting, the kitchen area, the washers, the dryers, the dishwashers, the cabinetry, built-in bookcases, any of those improvements and betterments, your bathrooms, your special closets. So you're going to want to come up with a value to replace them and purchase replacement cost on them. There will be a deductible, so be sure you look at that as well. You then have personal property. That's your couches, your chairs, your televisions, your books, your kitchenware, your linens. You need an estimate and then to insure them also. That you have a choice there to do replacement cost or actual cash value. I recommend replacement cost. Again, there's a deductible. You also want to insure in the event an insurance peril hits that you're insured for. It could be fire, lightning, windstorm, or a number of others, and you have to move out until it's rebuilt and habitable again. To move out and live somewhere is going to cost additional monies. That's your loss of use of that condominium. And you want to be sure you estimate what it would cost to live somewhere for 6 months or 12 months and purchase that coverage. You may also modify that coverage if you rent the condominium out. If you rent it out, you have to notify your insurance agent or broker, and they have to tell the insurance company. No one takes care of a home like an owner. And so there may be an additional premium. But in any event, once it's known that you're renting it out, you will change that loss of use to rental income loss. So if the same loss of use happens, if the tenant has to move out because there's been a fire and therefore they're not paying you rent, you lose income on it. And while that house is being remade so it can be habitable by the tenant, you can get your rental income paid through this same provision. So the loss of use would be loss of rental income. The other two areas you need to be mindful of is a medical expense limit. So if someone's hurt or injured and they allege it's your fault, it's in the right spirit and it's goodwill to offer to pay some of their medical costs. You're doing this, of course, hoping there's no suit or anything more serious, but nonetheless, people buy $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. They buy an amount of money that should cover the medical deductible of the alleged injured party. And the final thing is liability. So if someone alleges you've done something that caused them harm related to your premises, your condominium, the liability coverage will provide legal defense for you, and then a limit. People buy $100,000, $300,000, $500,000, even $1 million. And it depends how you structure it and whether you purchase an umbrella policy, which is more liability coverage on top of that. We're going to be talking about umbrella coverages. But these are the basics of condominium insurance. I'd like to make one final comment, and that's on the condominium association. The condominium association may do two things. They may require you have a policy, and they may require you to add them as an additional insured on that policy. Why would that be? To require you to have a policy means that you would have the ability to rebuild the interior of your home if an event happens and they, through their insurance, rebuild the exterior. requiring you to add them is in case there's a suit and they too are named because they are the condominium association. I don't know what could create a suit like that, but it could be that when you're sued with allegations, they also sue the condominium association. So they want to be sure you're properly covered and will have representation, and specifically that that policy will also cover them. So we hope you think about these things and purchase the right insurance for your home, your most valuable asset, your condominium. Thank you.